Hello. Welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out to see us tonight. We appreciate you being here. I will go ahead and open up with the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I please have the roll call?
Trustee Jesperger.
Here.
Trustee Brim.
Here.
Trustee Clark.
Here.
Fiscal officers here. Superintendent of Public Works and Township Administrator.
Here.
Chief of Police.
Here.
Our next meeting is going to be October 8th, 2024 at 999 Chambers Road at 6 p.m. I would like to make a motion to accept the agenda with flexibility.
Second.
Trustee Jesperger.
Yes.
Trustee Brim.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
This October is Fire Prevention Month.
So October 6th and October 12th, we'll have open houses. October 6th will be Sunday on the west side, noon to 3, I believe. Saturday, the 12th, we'll have noon to 3 over here at the east side.
Thank you. And I will go ahead and move over to the fiscal office.
Don't have much tonight. Just seeking approval of the June 18th special meeting minutes.
What day?
June 18th. You
I wasn't there, so I
You
can't.
weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Second.
Okay. Trustee Jesperger.
Yes.
Trustee Brim.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
And just a reminder that the 27th is the deadline for our 8-minute fraud training video. We have the vast majority of them done.
All right, and on to committee team reports.
Thank you. For the Clinton Township chat, at the last produce market, we had 11,000 pounds of produce, which was distributed to 513 individuals. Our next market is this week on Friday the 27th. Same time, same place, 4 to 6, drive-through style. And then we are also, besides the fire prevention events, we are also planning to host our family movie night over here on Friday, October 18th. The bays will be open at 6, and then at 7 we'll start the movie. And then as of tomorrow, I will legally be able to buy Inside Out 2, which is what we'll be showing. But I don't think it's released on DVD until tomorrow, so I want to make sure that I'm doing this legally.
No bootleg.
And we will have hot dogs.
Hot dogs,
Popcorn, water.
Cotton candy.
Yes, and our new cotton candy machine that we got with our grant. And then we would ask, and it should be on the flyer that we're creating, but I would ask for everyone to bring a comfy chair or like a blanket. We will be able to put out some of our comfy mats that are behind you, potentially, but a blanket would just probably make things more comfy, or just like a camping chair or whatever.
I'm sorry, I missed the date.
Friday, October 18th.
Movie night here.
Yes.
Did you say the doors open at 6 and the movie starts at 7?
Yes. And that will be Inside Out 2.
And Chief Fraley, if I may, the 2 events in October for the Fire Prevention Month, those are fire prevention,
Correct.
fire prevention event. What's it called?
It's just fire prevention open house.
Okay, okay. Got it. Thank you.
And we did hold our community safety day, community safety day events on the 14th and 21st. They were well received. We had several resources at both events that were able to hand out a lot of information to the community.
Beautification Committee. Get excited, the next meeting is gonna be a lot of fun, so I hope all of y'all come back. I know it's at $9.99, but we are going to be, we've been doing, as you guys are aware, we've been trying to bring back the competition, the house. We've changed its names like 4 times, so I always forget. But we brought back the ability to enter and receive an award for beautifying your own house. We met, Deborah, Carol, and I met on Saturday to look at the pictures of the people who submitted their photos to us to review for the contest, and we have selected the winners. And Deborah has an amazing plan as to how she's planning to push this all out, but the awards will be awarded at the October 8th meeting. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Deborah to discuss her social media plan.
Okay, so yeah, we got together, we did the judging, we selected the first and second and the most improved based on the before and after pic photos that were submitted by the contestants or the participants. All the residents will be recognized. We do plan on the 8th to give them the recognition certificates for everyone. And then the first, second, and most improved individuals, they'll be getting, I think we have some donations for a gift card or something like that, so we're still kind of ironing that out, but they will be awarded an actual gift card prize for first, second, and third. The rest of the individuals that participated, everybody's going to get one of the yardsticks, and then we're still kind of being challenged on the actual year for the folks who already have the yardsticks that might say, like, I don't know, 2019, they'll get one that says 2024. Okay? So we plan on doing the presentation on the 8th. We're inviting everyone that participated to 999. We understand that probably a lot of people that participated over on the east side might not go to 999, so we will afford those individuals who will want to be recognized for their efforts in participating to come the following month here, and when and if they do, we can present them with their recognition for their certificate. Sound good?
Perfect.
And then on the front page of the newsletter, we're highlighting the beautification, and we have a lot of good information and good stuff. So hopefully we can propel and get that inertia going and carry it on through for the remaining years of everybody's life.
Outside of the competition, though, another thing that we're highlighting is some of the different projects that the township has been working on to try to work on beautification of the area, our roads projects, all of the good work that our roads department is doing with the flower beds, different things like that. So just making sure that people are recognized with the township is also recognized for the work that they do to make sure that they can keep having and maintaining a beautiful township here. And I think that's it. On to the budget committee report.
We have a work group meeting on October, what's the date?
16th
16th at 4 o'clock.
at 3820.
Yeah,
And the purpose of that meeting will be to review the draft of the 2025 appropriations, which we did put together last week, and I think department heads and folks have been looking at that document. So maybe in November we'll approve permanent appropriations, or the first meeting in December.
I have a quick question. Maybe I misunderstood at the last meeting. So is that for all of us?
What?
The one in October?
No, this is a working group meeting, 10/16/2024. One trustee and whatever residents can attend. We usually have 3 of those meetings a year.
Okay, so maybe I did misunderstand. I thought from the last meeting that there was talk to,
You're talking the last board meeting here?
yeah,
Okay, the last board meeting, Rebecca wanted to have quarterly meetings to talk about budget stuff. I didn't think that was gonna kill the budget working group.
I think that's where I misunderstood. So I think I'm wrong. I just wanted to make sure.
I suggested the next year we do away with the budget working group and that it be just, everybody meets, because it just seems like we have a lot of meetings, and then we have to rehab that meeting, because we're gonna have to rehash it, because we need the other trustees to be there. So just to simplify things, I thought it would be easier if, starting in 2025, we just have a requirement that we here as a township just have a quarterly budget session, working group, that everybody can attend.
Well, now that I understand where you're coming from, I guess I would say we could also make time in the regular session meetings to talk more about the budget versus having 3 meetings a month for 4 months next year. Like, I think we could make time during this forum to talk about, like, we could look at the appropriations now. I didn't bring them, but we could put them up there and say, oh, like it, don't like it, whatever.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be in an official meeting. I would want the meeting just, I mean, like what we've been doing, we just have a meeting specifically about the budget. And like maybe we can cancel a meeting and then we would just have the meeting specifically about the budget, and it wouldn't just be like a regular, it wouldn't be an official meeting like what we're doing right now.
Why can't we have it during a regular meeting?
Because it usually takes a lot of
We can all talk about
time.
it, we can present it to the public.
The working groups are open sessions, they're not executive sessions. It would just be a less, I just think that it would make things easier if we did it that way.
I thought the point was to try to get more public here, more input from the public.
The public can attend, it just wouldn't be an official meeting, it would just be specifically outside of,
Let's call it, you wouldn't have it during a regular session.
Right.
Because it always has to be done with the public, whether they choose to attend or not. You don't want to hold it during our regular session meeting, so.
right, like it would just be it would just be something that we talk quarterly about the budget. So it would just be a budget
special meeting.
A special meeting or a working group meeting, or a working meeting. There's a couple of different options, but the special meeting would probably be the easiest.
I'd rather have it done during a regular meeting.
I'd rather have it during a regular meeting, but we can talk about it next year. For people that don't know, we've had 2 meetings this year,
So we don't have
special
to
meetings,
be-
that one was 3 hours, one was 2 hours. So I agree with Trustee Grimm, we don't want to sit through 5 hours of looking at the budget with the whole public, and this board has done that this year. We've done over 2 meetings. So we can talk about it more as we get closer to next year, but I think spending more time during our regular meetings, and we don't have to go as deep as we did, versus having 3 meetings a month next year for 4 months. But I'm not married to any outcome. I just would say there's time in these meetings to do some of it, not obviously as deep as 5 hours. But we'll just figure that out as we get closer. But as far as like, I was confused, and we don't need to meet again in December. I don't know what you wanted to meet about again in December. That's why I wanted to get a draft of the permanent appropriations out, so we have those, and we'll pass those either in November or the first week in December. But do keep asking questions. I'm good with all the questions and getting into the weeds. It gets very quick. Thanks.
Anything else in the budget committee report? And we'll move on to the administration.
My first item, I got a motion to sign an agreement between Clinton Township and Eastman and Smith Ltd., authorizing Eastman and Smith Ltd. to assist in the development of a bid and contract documents designed to obtain affordable and effective solid waste and material collection for the communities participating in the joint purchasing consortium.
So moved?
Second.
Trustee Grin?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Gesper?
Yes.
Second, I have a motion authorizing the township administrator to sign the agreement for the Franklin County Engineer Township Alley Restoration Program. Project not to exceed $7,740.11. That'll be 20% of the cost of the overall project from line item 1,330,599-2031.
So moved?
Second.
Trustee Gesper?
Yes.
Trustee Grin?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Next, I have request a letter of support of the CMH and LCK Airport Terminal Program grant application.
So moved. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, we don't need to, yeah, sorry. We looked it over, at least I looked it over, and my understanding of the request for the grant is that the airport is just requesting grant money to be able to improve. I think that I've heard that they're interested in opening up another wing because Columbus continues to grow, so this would just be us drawing our support, to do that. So I'm for it.
Are we saying we don't need a motion, we're just having a discussion, or are we trying to have a motion?
Well, it just says request a letter of support. It doesn't say a motion to
Okay.
request a letter of support. Are you requesting a motion?
I believe so, I'm sorry. I probably should have a request motion on both of these
Okay.
to support, have a letter of support.
So moved.
Second,
Trustee Clark,
yes.
trustee Jesper,
Yes.
trustee Grant.
Yes.
Okay, next, a motion requesting a letter of support for Franklin County Engineer Office to apply for a emergency attribute funding to improve Cook Road between Glenmar Avenue and Carl Road.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, or you ready for a roll call?
Do you know what they were planning to do?
This is I think it's gonna be very similar to what they're gonna do from Carl Road to Cleveland Avenue. They're gonna improve that, make it,
I think the pictures are here.
I know,
The
I
different
think
alleys.
that's the alley program.
Were they wanting to widen Cook?
I think, no.
Yeah, did you talk to those engineers? Because the original plan was they were gonna widen some of the berm through there to put in.
I think that's what it's gonna be. I know they're gonna have sidewalks from Carl to Cleveland and the multi-use path. I don't know whether they're gonna continue that onto that, like, the old,
Glenmar.
yes. Which they may be going down.
They should. Give us lots of sidewalks.
I'm assuming that. I haven't seen the plans for it, so I'm assuming that.
All right, you ready for the roll call? Okay, trustee Jesper,
Yes.
trustee Graham,
Yes.
trustee Clark.
Yes.
Next I have under administration is a discussion about canceling the November 26th board meeting due to the holiday 2 days out.
I mean, I won't be here, so I'm for it.
And not exactly this, but as we go into next year, if we could meet the first and third weeks of the month, because we already canceled, I think, the second meeting in December because it's too close to Xmas. So as we get closer to next year, if we could go back to the first and third meeting of the month, it would be easier for me, but I can go with whatever people want to do. And as far as canceling the last meeting in November, I can do that. We'll just have maybe a longer agenda on the earlier meeting in November.
Can we just change the date or something? We've had an awful lot of canceled meetings, and we keep getting behind every time we cancel one. Can we just change the date?
I did request to have a meeting the first week of December last time, but that got shut down.
Well, for just 1 month, could we change the meetings to the first and third Tuesday, which won't interfere with Thanksgiving? Just that 1 month?
We have to cancel, then it has to be special meetings after that.
Yeah.
We can't officially change the days because it's set.
They'd have to amend the resolution of our regular session meetings, and that's what, it's possible, but it'd be a lot of work and roll.
That's a damn many canceled meetings, that's what happens.
We're around to getting business done. I mean, if a crisis happens, they can get together and have a quick meeting. But we have, I don't know, my world's been rocked with us meeting the weeks we're meeting now.
So I'll bring my request back on the table. Can we have a meeting the first week in December?
We can have another special meeting in first week of December if you like.
What would be the purpose of that? Appropriations, what?
I mean, if we're gonna cancel this meeting, it would be to replace it. And yes, to discuss our appropriations and make sure that we have everything ready for next year.
So we're proposing meeting on December 3rd and 17th. The regular session would be the 17th. We're not gonna meet on Christmas Eve. I'm sorry, the 10th. See, I'm so scrambled with the 2nd and 4th, I can't do
So
it.
it'd be a week apart.
Okay, so it'd be a week apart. December 3rd is a Tuesday and December 10th is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And not meet on the 17th, just making stuff up.
I mean, we can technically meet on the 17th. I just thought that it would be better to meet on the 3rd so that it'll be after the election, so we'll know a lot more information for budget purposes as to how we're going to proceed, so we'll be able to
The
have a better
election is
discussion.
Well, so, for that reason, so is November 26th after the election.
Whether the police levy is approved or not, we're not getting more money for the police one next year. So as far as like the near-term budget picture doesn't change.
I would still like to wait.
I can meet December 3rd, I'm just saying this year's election isn't gonna affect next year's numbers, appropriations.
So December 3rd or December 17th, what do people prefer?
The 3rd, if we're gonna miss the last week of November.
It'll be special. And we're gonna meet at 999 in December.
So maybe I am just absolutely not with it today, which is very possible.
Yeah, I'm not of it too. I don't understand.
But my opinion would be, we don't meet November 26th because I feel like that is a very short week as it is, and people are trying to finish stuff up at work because of the holiday. More people take off time, and I think that it would be nice to be able to allow our department heads to just go home and to be with family.
Yes, that
So
is
then-
on the table.
I think we're in agreement on that.
My opinion would continue to, I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see why we would need to reschedule that meeting and why we can't just follow the normal meeting in December, which would be the 10th.
Okay.
Like, am I missing something? I'm just trying to make sure that I understand. Because I feel like I don't want this to turn into a big dramatic mess. But I'm also trying to make sure that we are making the best decisions when we're talking about meeting, because our meetings can go really long, and I don't know, maybe I'm missing something.
So that's the concern, if we're gonna have, we already have scheduled to only have one meeting in December. And so now we're scheduling to only have one meeting in November. And I have a feeling that there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna happen in those 2 months. It would be nice to put something on the schedule just to make sure that we can cover our bases and have a good discussion about the appropriations for next year, since we're gonna be canceling 2 meetings now.
What do you think is gonna happen?
Are 2 meetings ever canceled?
I would suggest that we somewhat be available, but we can get into the appropriations twice in October, and the first meeting in November, and we'll be back again on December 10th. So, as always, the elected officials get together quickly if an issue comes up, and you can have an emergency if it's less than 24 hours, special if it's needed.
But I think it also goes to, if we are looking to potentially meet on Tuesday, December 3rd, which is the week right after Thanksgiving, realistically, I don't think a lot of people are gonna be working the week of Thanksgiving. So unless we all agree to be ready by the 3rd,
Oh, yeah, that's putting a lot of.
I'm not like,
That's true. What if we, if need be, let's just plan to keep the 17th open if we need a second meeting in December. How does that sound? I'm just worried we're not gonna be able to get everything done in one meeting in December that we need to before January. That's all. But if we can get everything done and we don't need a special meeting, then we're fine, we don't have to schedule it now.
so if it's, what is that? I mean, with that being said, is it possible to just have the second November meeting a week early on the 19th?
It would be a special meeting, and yeah, we could do that. But then it would be a week after the other meeting, we'd be running it at the same.
Oh, it would be different than going the December 3rd and December 10th, though, yeah. Still a week.
So we would be having,
Yeah, I think in the past, if we had to get something done within a year, we just call a special meeting.
I don't think December is gonna be big busy.
Okay.
But, you know,
Last
So,
year,
is the
it was
point-
super busy, but I think that was just because of the contract negotiation.
Is the worry about getting through appropriations?
I don't know.
What are you worried about?
No, last year we were super busy. October, November, and December, we had a lot going on. But it was because of the contract negotiations for the, I think it was because we had the union contract negotiations, and then we also,
Last year it was interviewing for.
okay.
Yeah.
I just remember being super busy last December and in November.
Well, this reminds me of the sad joke that we try to go down to one meeting in the summer and then everything gets busy and we have a lot of specials. So hopefully we don't have everything get busy and we have unexpected specials.
Like I said, if anything comes up, we always have that tool, we have an emergency or special meeting.
I think we'll be all right.
We don't have to decide that on
No, we don't
September
decide anything.
24th.
No, we're not meeting on the 24th. We talked about that
No,
earlier.
I mean, we don't need to decide, if I said December, I meant September 24th.
Oh,
We don't have to
today.
decide, yeah, we don't have to decide, like,
We all agree today, September 24th.
right,
Do you want to make a motion?
Think about it and decide at the next meeting.
right. Yeah, 2 meetings in October.
Well, I'm pretty sure we want to cancel the November 26th meeting.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have.
I don't know if we can have a motion to do
I
that.
agree with
Do you
that.
prefer to have a motion to do that? All right. Fine. All right.
I request a motion to cancel the November 27th, 7th board meeting.
So moved?
Second,
Trustee Jesperger.
yes.
Trustee Graham.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
That's all I have, thank you.
We'll move on to the first one.
I would like to request a motion to hire part-time firefighter Jason Greeno as a full-time firefighter, step 1 of the collective bargaining agreement, effective September 2024. To be paid from funds 2111 and 220-100, and 2281 and 230-100.
So moved?
Second.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger.
Yes.
Trustee Graham.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to request a motion to accept the MOU with local 1800, allowing firefighter Greeno to carry over vacation and sick leave from his previous department.
So moved?
Second,
Trustee Jesperger.
yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Graham.
Yes.
And last, a motion to accept the addendum to the client services agreement with Medi-Cal for supplemental EMS bill.
So moved?
Second.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger.
Yes.
Trustee Graham.
Yes.
That's all we have.
And, police?
I don't have any business before the board for tonight, but I would put out a reminder of the upcoming factual information sessions we're going to have regarding the issue 25 for the police levy. And Deborah, can you give them the dates and times on that sheet?
Yes, we have the information for the police levy Q&A. It's going to be October 15th at 999 Chambers Road at 6:30, or October 17th at 3820 here at 6:30.
What was that second date again?
October 17th
So,
at 3820 at 6:30, October 15th at Chambers Road. So we have this on our website. I have not yet pushed this out on social media yet.
So just a reminder, this is a replacement levy of millage from back in the 70s. It's not new millage on the property taxes. So some of those numbers will be coming out. We'll be pushing out information by the end of the week about what that levy request is about. So again, it's not new millage we're asking for, it's replacing old millage just to bring up those valuations that the county put on everybody's property taxes last year.
Have you seen what else is on the ballot? Franklin, was it Franklin County Health is putting a huge levy on too?
You got children's services, you got CODA. So, yeah, they're all.
like a bunch of piranhas.
All right, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And on to Public Works.
Okay, I've been working on, with the engineers and stuff on the timeline for the Case Road Drainage Area project. They did send it out. Of course, the engineering has started, and they figured they'll wrap that up in June of next year. Then start the bidding award process, start that at the end of June, and should have everything back by the middle of August. And they plan on construction September next year and finishing up in May of '26. The only issue we have with this, or I have with this, is it's a bigger project than what they thought. So they busted it in three, but broke it up into 3 sections. So we may have to choose 2 sections, and because right now they're showing $1.7 million, a little over $1.7 million to do everything. And their original estimate for the grant was $1.1 million. So they is off by over $600,000. That's $600,000 the township can't pick that up. So I just got these numbers, so I'll get with Bart with the county, the PWC, and see what we can do with them numbers. That we may just have to do part of the project and reapply for a grant to finish it up. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Moving on to appreciations.
I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody here tonight. 3685 Cleveland Avenue, as you know, we had issues with earlier in the week. Open doors, the place is disgusting, open trash, feces. He's not here tonight, but Dan Quigley, code enforcement, we had him come out. Fire department, Chief Fraley and Inspector Feldman came out once we found these horrible conditions. One of the units we actually thought we had a dead body because of flies and it smelled so bad. So we went into that one very cautiously, but we were able to get that building shut down with Inspector Feldman's help. Health department has been notified. We sent them video and pictures. Dan was all over that with them, and also Franklin County Environmental Court. This property owner owns other properties in the township. Part of the building, they're almost in the same condition. And also up in the city of Columbus on Belcher Drive, they own some of those buildings. So just so the folks know, this was probably one of the worst buildings I've seen in over a decade in this township where it's being taken care of. These are out of town owners. So, but team effort by everybody involved, and I just want to let the board know that everybody's been working together on this problem issue we have currently with some building closure.
Well, thank you for all you guys did, appreciate it. Yes.
Chief Jones beat me to it, but that was the same for me. that we're gonna be looking at here in the near future, but everybody did a great job. It's a good team effort. Still in action. So part of the situation is we put an emergency vacate order on an unsafe building. So the ownership is required to find shelter for the tenants that are actually in the building, very few that are there. So they were in the process of doing that yesterday, last night, and today. I know at least 2 of them have got moved to other buildings that they own last night. So I was down there this morning, Inspector Feldman was down there again this morning, trying to continue that work, making sure they're following through with that. They have crews down there right now, cleaning the building out, securing the building. They hired a security company to actually stand guard of the building while this is going on. But I'll be back down there in the morning with management and also.
I wanted to thank Myra Williams from Solar United Neighbors, who presented here on September 10th. We didn't have a big group, but we had a very feisty and in-depth solar presentation from her, so she might email us the PowerPoint. It was mostly about residential solar. It was a good meeting. And they're a good nonprofit, so if anybody's ever wanted to talk to somebody who's not a salesperson about solar panels, they're a great nonprofit organization to do that.
I want to appreciate the fire department for all they did over on the west side Saturday. I wish we would have had a better turnout, but they did a really nice job of all they had and the wonderful food and all, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to follow up on that, Chief Fraley actually drove around to find people to let them know that it was going on so that we could have an entire attendance rate. So we wouldn't have had the attendance rate that we did if it wasn't for him. So thank you for all that you do.
I think unfortunately the football game also created a problem, so
That's some stiff
could be wrong,
competition.
We had a few kids come out. They were really into the rocket foot launch thing. That was a pretty big hit.
but, oh, one of those, where you push shoots the rocket, oh, yeah, those are neat.
I have one thing. This is gonna sound like it's all over the place, but I promise that there's a point. As some of you know, I work for Columbus Public Health, doing anti-violence and trauma in the community. And so I'm working with city residents that have been violently injured, so shooting, stabbing, or like a felony assault. It is incredibly difficult. I would say that it is more difficult and more dangerous than what I was doing in juvenile probation, because a lot of my clients have been injured where they live. So I'm sitting with them in their living room where their fiance was murdered in the same incident where they were critically wounded. So I was recently sitting with one of my clients, and this guy is just a miracle. Since 2019, he has lost 2 brothers to street violence. His dad passed away a couple months after his second brother was murdered. His girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, was pregnant and was almost full term, and she passed away unexpectedly from an undiagnosed heart condition, and the baby did not survive. And about 2 months later, in the situation where he got critically wounded and almost passed away, he lost one of his friends who was murdered in that same incident, where 2 other young adults had gotten injured as well. And I have the honor and the privilege of being able to sit with my clients in the worst moments of their life, when no matter what their past is, I see them as a victim of a violent crime. And I don't care who you are, nobody deserves to have these things happen to them. I believe in karma wholeheartedly, but unfortunately, with just how society is, it's much easier to just remove people from this earth than it is to actually use words and to reach out for help. But it's an honor and a privilege to be able to sit with my clients because I still continue to learn from them every day. And just when I wake up and I go through the crap that the day has for me, and I'm dealing with my own personal stuff on the side, and then, you know, like we've had a pretty rough year in the township, a lot of stuff has happened, and then I go to bed exhausted and sometimes cry myself to sleep just to turn around to wake up the next day at 5:30 in the morning and put my social worker hat on and my best face and start at it again while sitting with my clients at their medical follow-ups, getting to see all of their injuries, getting to watch them have staples removed, getting to see what 17 bullet holes looks like in a human body when it heals. And sometimes it's just unbelievable, but I wouldn't change it. So what I'm trying to say is we have people in this community that are hurting. And as a township, whether they are within our township as residents, or they are with the city of Columbus, or they're over in Mifflin, or Blendon, or the west side, people are hurting. And as a township, as the board, as the fiscal officer, as the department heads, we have an amazing opportunity that we have each been blessed with to do what we can to serve our residents and to help make life just a little bit easier for those that are struggling. If I'm looking at my clients who, I don't know how this man wakes up every day, I would have given up. My heart breaks every time I'm with them. And I've had moments where I have held myself together enough to be that support for him, and then I get in my car to drive back downtown, and I've cried the whole way back because I just think there absolutely cannot be this amount of evil in this world. And unfortunately, there is. And I don't think that that's ever going to go away. But what I do know is that by loving and supporting, and I don't physically mean wrapping your arms around someone, but like figuratively wrapping your arms around your neighbors and your coworkers, you actually help make life just a little bit easier. So when there is friction, it weighs on everybody. If stuff happens with the township, our residents are the first people to see it. The ones who come to our events, the ones who come to these meetings, people are smart. They catch on quickly. They understand the tone used. They understand the body language. They understand everything. Like, people are never given enough credit. And it's not even that hard to be a good person. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Justin. Fully supporting. Yeah, we have to do better as a township. Together.
We absolutely do.
For our residents and for ourselves.
I did not mean to kill the mood. I am very sorry.
No, please don't apologize for, 100% supporting. That's well said.
Any other comments from the
Very take care of yours.
Oh, I'm gonna say,
within 6 months, within
Every
6
time I
months.
see one, I think about Jane, because I know it's her fault that it happened.
Yeah, oh, it's true. But don't get me started on her.
No, I'm not gonna be okay with that. It's a majority of the board's decision. I'm not on the board, but, no one board member made anything happen. You have not, you are consistent. You have never liked those speed bumps, and you've been here frequently within 6 months of them going up, which I think is about 6 years. So, I will give you that credit, but.
Did it slow anybody down? The stop sign did slow anybody down.
Yeah, I can't imagine listening to the racket. I don't, I'm sorry that you have to hear that.
The racket from them is terrible.
Yeah.
And we got them on both sides, that's in front of the house and beside the house.
Speaking of speed bumps, they gonna paint the rest of them on the west side?
Yes.
Okay, I just wondered if they were gonna just do somebody or whatever. We have a little more success than we do.
It don't help paint.
Now, they have helped us some, but not like I hope they would, so. I know you guys have been fighting this for years.
Anything else?
The way I was told it had to be you guys' decision to do it.
Which one specifically do you want rid of?
Elmore and Wall.
Just the Elmore and Wolford one?
There's 4 there.
Four.
They
Three.
want all 4.
There's only 3 left.
Oh, that's true. They shut down access to the
Wrong
road.
way.
All right.
Oh, she's so happy.
But nobody.
Because nobody's,
There's
nobody's
a lot of
driving
people go
it.
down there, but it,
It would be
you
wildly
don't go
expensive.
past over 5.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. If there are no other comments, I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
6:15.